Hello guys and welcome to the last batch of the licenses. Now here the super license, obviously the S license. Again an overview over the 10. Again they got a lot faster on average than on the last batch of licenses. The first one of the Aventador on the high-speed ring, the returning one. Then the 50 Italian car on the Italian track Monza, then the Silvia on Tsukuba, the Supra GT500 on Tokyo. Here the GIRs on Sardinia, of course, a rally test is not missing here, unfortunately. Then we got the new Shelby GT500R on Trial Mountain. The SF19 Super Formula Honda on Laguna Seca, the Zonda R on Interlagos, the GTR GT500 on Deep Forest Raceway, and the legendary new Porsche 917K 1970 on a wet circuit, the Spa-Francorchamps on Spa. So let us start right away as always with the first one, the Aventador 12.1 for gold. I did an 11.771, second best time in my friends list. So to be honest, this was one of the hardest license tests in the entire game. I have such a good, quote-unquote, good time because I try to improve. As you can see, you need 7th gear, full throttle, very sensitive steering needed, then brake as late as you can. You can actually brake later than I did here, so if you go into the green part of the track, that is allowed. You can slingshot your way even out of the corner even better than I did and be even quicker. So here 3rd gear is better, do not even go into 2nd, stay more in the inside. I was sloppy there, but still kinda quick. So here I'm sloppy again. You can stay and should stay more in the inside than I did. Not accelerate as violently as I did, as to not to spin so much as I did. Then go up to 5th gear here. Go down to 4th first. Do not apply full throttle. Then go into 5th. Even in the corner, and then before you exit the corner already go full throttle. And this is here basically the secret of winning the test, that you need to be, and we will also, as you can see, watch all of the tests in 3 different camera perspectives. So 3rd person and 1st person cockpit view here, and then 3rd person from the outside, the replay angles, because they look kind of cool. And I have more opportunity to talk about what to do, and you will have more opportunity to see my steering input, and just to be better able to adjust your driving and copy my driving if necessary, or if wished to do so. It is supposed to be more of a help to showing the different camera angles. So again, like here, what I wanted to say is you go to the 4th down, do not apply full throttle, then go into 5th. It gives you more stability, and then before you exit the corner go full throttle. So that way you will have the highest speed exiting the corner, and this is the key, the secret to winning this test, because you will lose a lot of time here on the straightaway before the finish line if you only use the 4th gear, and you will not be as stable and exiting the corner. So yeah, this again is the key. This is the most important part of the license test. Everything else is kind of self-explanatory, so to say, on the track. You just try to hit the apexes as always, carry as much speed as you can through the corners, hitting all the apexes. I said that already. Just being as quick as possible. No tricks needed, in the other part of the track, other parts of the track. But here, well, now here on the left-hander that we're entering, as I explained, first 4th gear, then going into 5th here, and now applying full throttle. And this is how you can take more speed here on the straightaway and when it tests. So this is from a difficulty standpoint, I guess that's a 9 out of 10. It was pretty damn difficult, I think. And now here, going to the F50, 223 for gold needed. I had a 159.911. I tried a few times, I admit. Second place in my friends list, less than a second away from Vilma, Big Fit, whatever that name that is. But he's crazily fast. He's like really good. Super GT fast, the guy from YouTube, the other YouTube player, Gran Turismo player. And yeah, I did try a few times. I did a lot of credit hunting, grinding on GT Sport on this track. So it's you know, I had a lot of opportunity to practice, and my pride, you know, pushed me to go under the 2 minutes, which I did. So go here down to second gear. Stay in second gear. You can cut the corners as I do a little bit. I will talk about the earlier part of the track in the next lap in the cockpit view. Definitely use third gear here. Go as much to the inside as possible. That was a little messy, but still quick. Up to fourth, then again down to third gear. Definitely use third gear here. Use all of the track again, you know, hitting the apexes, and here accelerate as much as you can to sixth gear even, and try to find your braking point, your ideal. I did not find it until the very last second. I was always too early on the brake. Use third gear here, hit the apexes, and then out accelerate as quickly as you can, and again going up into at least fifth gear, I believe still sixth gear, yes. And then again, the ideal braking point is crucial. Try to look where I braked and from what speed. Then here third gear again, not entirely on the inside, you don't need to do that. And now here out accelerating as early as you can, not losing too much grip hopefully, and yeah, you might, just as I did, pass even under 2 minutes. So what is here crucial before the first corner, of course, again, is the ideal braking point. It's a high-speed course. It can save you like up to half a second, you know, braking as late as possible. Really, I would do that. Finding the ideal braking point. Just by doing that, you have like 3 to 5 tenths of time, you know, compared to a good lap or good corner, first corner. If you have the ideal braking point, you're being gifted like 3 or 5 tenths. So that's important. Through the first corner, second gear, obviously hitting the apexes, being very careful with the throttle, and here again, ideal braking point, second gear again. You can cut a little bit, you know, I've been a little bit cheeky here, admittedly. And, well, rinse and repeat, right? We've seen that already, but now here from the cockpit view, it's a different point of view. Maybe it is helpful to some of you to have also to see the steering input, you know. What a wonderful car this is, just as the Lamborghini Aventador. There were 2 very amazing supercars. I love them both a lot. I guess, being honest, I do like the F50 more. It's just super beautiful. It sounds amazing. Well, the Lambo sounds amazing as well. But yeah, the E50 is just such a classic, you know. The typical 90s supercar. And these are my favorite type of cars, as most of you know, at least those who regularly watch my videos. So again, braking hard here for the last corner, staying in third gear, being more on the inside but not entirely. And yeah, having more or less this line I used, which was almost ideal, I guess. And then out accelerating without spinning. And yeah, there we go. So now let us take a final look from the outside. It might even be that some of you will see something necessary or important that might help you from the outside angle, you know, how close I get to the track limits and apexes and stuff and curbs. So it does not only look beautiful and cool, because yeah, the game is pretty beautiful and features well, mostly beautiful cars, I guess. It also might be helpful seeing it from that angle and perspective. So I went really quite wildly over those curves. You don't need to do that, you don't really need to cut them. You can completely stay on track and still be quick enough. But if you're able to control the car, it might even give you some extra time by slightly cutting the corners, you know, over the curves. I'm not quite sure at all, honestly, but it felt faster to me. Final meters here. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of this lap, to be honest. I'm pretty proud of the Lambo lap as well, but that was only half a second faster than gold. So here Tsukuba, exactly 1 minute for gold needed. I did a 58.029, second place again, and only what, not even 2/10, roughly 2/10 behind Vilma. So I did try quite a few times here as well as with the F50. I wanted to push myself. I could improve even slightly here as well, just as in the case of the F50, but that was enough for me. So you're here on racing tires, and it's quite staggering how much grip the car actually has. You cannot completely throw it around corners, you can still easily spin it. But as you see, I apply like 80–90% of the throttle even in the very tight corners. That was a bit too off the ideal line, but okay. The Ferrari F50 test I would rank difficulty-wise, by the way, as a 7 out of 10, I guess. Maybe 8 out of 10. And this one, well, maybe 7 out of 10, but I'm leaning more towards 6 out of 10. Beating it by 2 seconds while the entire lap is only 1 minute, you know, shows that achieving gold isn't that difficult, really. Even if you apply 80–90% of throttle, as I do in the tight corners, you can still see here that before you apply full throttle out of a tight corner, your steering should be relatively close to neutral, you know. So if you steer still quite a lot and accelerate to 100% with 100% throttle, then you might still, not necessarily, but you might still spin easily. So yeah, be careful with that. So that was short and simple, you know. Kurz und schmerzlos, as we like to say in German. Short and painless. No, this test hasn't anything to do with pain though, it was pretty fun. Cool car. I believe returning from GT5 and 6. Like an in-house polyphony digital concept again, I think. Or it is actually a real, well, track day race car version, whatever, of the Silvia. I'm not sure. It's well done though, I'm sure of that, and drives really, really well. Last meters here as well. Yeah, there was a neat lap. Not perfect, but pretty good. I could have made it 57, but you know, 58.0 was pretty good. Alrighty, so the next test here is 2 minutes for gold, exactly 2 minutes for gold, exactly twice as the last one. I did a 59.477, so barely made it. Not that great in the friends spreadsheet, time spreadsheet as well, but yeah, I just wanted to get through with it because this is one of those tests, obviously in Tokyo, means you cannot touch the wall. You can touch it actually, and sometimes more than you think, but yeah, in the most cases, it basically means you're disqualified if you touch it, so better not to touch it at all, right? Especially at the end of the lap when you're like almost 2 minutes on your way. Very annoying hitting something. So this is the same part as with the Diablo GT on the other license test in IA, I believe, right? International, what is it? A license, yes. So these parts are all new. 4th gear here definitely. You can do it even a little quicker than me, but you know, it was fast enough for gold, so fine. Here full throttle the entire time. Here as well, do not lift, do not brake, certainly. Reaching over 270, that's cool. Do not lift or brake here as well. Definitely full throttle. And now here hard braking after such a long straight. To 2nd gear, it's a very tight corner. I was very careful there, but still decently quick. Fourth gear for these turns. Here, that is a 3rd gear corner. You can take it in 4th actually, and you might be similarly quick to 3rd gear, but I kind of felt you had a little more grip in 3rd. Might be mistaken. So that was a 3rd person camera view. Now for cockpit view. We'll go down here to definitely to 4th gear. Take it as much as possible on the inside, you know, then you have more track on the right side. If you exit the corner, have more speed here for the straightaway until you need to brake very hard. Again, in the same part as we did in the Lamborghini Diablo GT, and they are a license test in IB or IA. IA it was, right? Now 3rd gear here. Do not apply too much throttle. You see, it's quite easily to spin this car out, and it is a racing car, you know, with a spoiler and especially obviously racing tires. I mean, they're hard, but still, it's racing tires. So yeah, kind of easy to spin this car out even in 3rd gear. Now again, that's the high-speed part, the fastest part of the track, very long one at that. Like, what is it, 20 seconds approximately of only applying full throttle. Maybe over 20 seconds, slightly less, around 20 seconds, so that's pretty long. Reaching very high speeds. Yeah, staying in 4th again. And now again this corner, which I think you can take in 3rd and 4th. While 3rd, I guess probably is still better. I know. As usual, with the 3rd person external replay camera. Looks pretty damn cool here, all these shots, you know. You kind of get a real feeling of being, you know, in Tokyo. It just looks like on the telly, right? They definitely also changed the camera angles in general, and here in the replay camera view they are different. They are just different to Gran Turismo Sport. Much more very close shots to the car, and I think also quite a bit more shots that are very far away as well. They have just a different style. They are using in this game a different style. It's not certainly not necessarily worse. It's just different. I like it. I needed to get used to it. It seemed to me a little bit generic at first. It kind of reminded me of all the other games which have shit replays compared to Gran Turismo, to the Gran Turismo series. But then again, they are a lot like here, a lot of camera sways and just camera angles they're using, which are again very typical Gran Turismo, where you go like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool, that looks nice. So this new camera style in the replay view, in the replay mode, kind of grew on me. Yeah, I like it. Very cool corner combination here. I definitely did not max out the car. This track is pretty new to me. I've barely ever raced it, so yeah, there's more time to get, definitely. A good challenge, I would say. That's like an 8 out of 10, a realistic one. Yeah, you just need to stay away from the walls. Other than that, it's not so super difficult, honestly. So the next one here, the only rally test of this license test badge, 125.8 for gold. I did a 125.0. Second place, surprisingly, from all my friends. Although the lap wasn't anything special, really. So stay in 4th gear here, definitely. Lift a little bit, you don't even need to brake. Take as much speed as you can. And now here definitely brake a little bit, so you can get around the corner, stay in 4th. And here you need to go into 3rd, definitely. Stay in 3rd the whole time. And now as soon as you can, switch to 4th and stay in 4th. And stay on full throttle the entire time until you come up to this corner. You need to go to, well, 3rd is actually, I think, better than 2nd, yes. That wasn't ideal of me, but kind of quick, so it kind of worked out. And then going up here again, full speed. This is the same part we did in the Lancia 5, right? In the other license test, yes. Here as well as in the Lancia, 4th gear the entire time, full throttle the entire time. I did switch to 5th. I don't think you really need to do that. Might be better, depends how much speed you have taken. So here 2nd gear, as with the Lancia as well. And now we are almost through. So what will kill you here quite a few times, I guess, it did basically everywhere, because it's again a purely luck-based thing, is here this jump, or these 2 jumps. They might offset your car a lot and you just fly into the wall, and just lose on the last meters of the test. Very annoying. But yeah, it's a bit luck-based again, and a bit what angle you take, on which part, of the track, how much you are to the left, to the right, what speed you have. So, I mean, if you can try to somewhat replicate what I did there, and you should be fine, I guess, in most cases. If not, well, I guess you will have to try again, as all of us did. Yeah, it's a bit annoying. To put it, at the end of the lap, it's a bit cheeky of polyphony there, but a little extra challenge sometimes doesn't hurt. So yeah, 2nd gear again here, the slowest part of the track, final corner. And that was close, I admit. I mean, of course I did not know if I will land correctly. You cannot know that. So again, almost purely luck-based, but I kind of did it and even had a decent time. So yeah, that was nice. Now let's take a look at all of the jumping from the outside. Gotta say, the dirt effects do not look good, not even in the PS5 version, which is a shame. I still miss the heat haze effect and especially the dirt, and dirt effects from rallying from GT3 from the PS2 era, but that has a lot to do with the PlayStation 2's architecture and how it used its strengths. You know, it had an incredible bandwidth compared to its general computational power and VRAM size and all of that. So the bandwidth compared to the other stats was just incredible, phenomenal. And I hope Sony will go the same route with the PlayStation 6 and just smack some HBM3 memory in there and have just an insane bandwidth. I'm pretty sure Polyphony Digital would do amazing things with it. Oh, we've missed the other jump. Camera was too far away. So that was that for that test, and the next one was quite challenging. Second best time. Weirdly, I did try to improve my goal time only once. 2:15 needed. I did it 2:13.859, so over 1 second quicker than gold. Not too bad, but not really great. The lap was okay with the Mustang here on Trail Mountain, of course. Fourth gear here, definitely tried to hit the apexes. That was very close. I almost got disqualified. Fourth gear the entire time gives you more stability. Third gear here, definitely, as with most cars, I guess, through the tunnel. And then down there go to second gear, as again with, I guess, most cars. Then third gear, obviously. Here stay more on the inside. Well, it was good, but you can stay even more on the inside than I did. Here from the right to the left. Again, that was really not great of me, not very ideal. Can be there much more on the left, on the inside. But that was okay. Take as much speed as you can here on the straightaway. And, well, look for the perfect braking point as always. Braking from 260 with this car, you need a good braking point. Going on the inside definitely here helps. Third gear is pretty surely the best one. And yeah, using third gear here definitely for the whole part, except here. You might do it in the third as well, but second is better, I guess. So here I went for second gear as well, and I think you can also do it in third, but yeah, the second will give you probably more stability, more grip. I couldn't find the right braking point here until the very end as well, like on Monza on this one corner. So I braked a little too early, and here all of that was a little sloppy. I might have lost like half a second here alone, maybe more, but yeah, it was still enough. And yeah, we're through. So again, from the cockpit view, seeing more of the steering input. I was quite brave there, cutting a lot of the corner. Here very much on the inside. Can do that, don't have to. It was still good. You're kinda nicely hitting the apex. Not too bad. Again, I was not quite enough on the inside, not in the left-hand corner, but that's fine. I don't really like that they replaced this with like some shitty see-through tunnel or whatever. The the forest part in GT3 where the sun shines through, with these guardrails as they are called, just looked so much better. But I understand what they did here, what they went for, and partially why. Again, it really probably also has to do with some effects that you cannot easily replicate as on the PS2, and they might of course not be super realistic as well. So yeah, they went for the more stoic and realistic look. And having only, the forest might be boring as well, so they went for 2 tunnels, one semi-open tunnel and the trees, so that's a nice variation there. Maybe it's not so bad after all, right? Yeah, I was very careful there. So easy to spin this car out, especially in second gear. And third, I guess. Like, the physics got really much closer to hardcore sims like ACC and iRacing and stuff. I've never played the other ones, although I did play once ACC on my Series X. It was unplayable to me on the controller, like literally unplayable. No sense in trying it and playing these games without a wheel, I think. And when I started GT7, I was quite shocked just how much more difficult it is to push a car, especially rear-wheel drive cars, with a lot of power compared to any other GT. And yeah, it immediately reminded me of my play session with ACC on the Series X with a controller. So yeah, they definitely made the physics a lot more realistic, a lot less forgiving, and you need to be a lot more careful with the throttle especially, but also the braking, the steering input, everything. It's just very close to reality, I think, by now. Like, you cannot even simply let off the throttle, you have like 90 or 100% of the throttle in the corner. It kind of works well, and you think, well, I mean, if I can do that, I can just lift off, go let off the throttle. But no, you often cannot in this game, and that was not the case in any other GT yet. Here you just cannot do that. It will often spin you out, basically, well, like in real life. I'm glad they went in this direction, why not? It's still very playable, it still feels very much like Gran Turismo. And they have perfect controller support. Again, as always, they always did with every game. That's what Polyphony Digital does. So much better than anyone else in the industry, really. It's just staggering how well they do it. But yeah, that's it for this test. On to the next test. So we are here at Laguna Seca with the Formula car 174 for gold. I did a 152 over 2 seconds, beating it. Well, I've put quite a lot of effort into this lap. I had like, I don't know, maybe 30 retries. So obviously it will be a bit better. Second gear for the first corner, obviously. I tried third gear for this corner a lot as well. It works just as well as the fourth. I think here definitely up to fifth, full throttle through the entire corner. Onto the sixth gear, then down into the fourth. I took it a little bit too much on the inside. Then here, full throttle, fifth gear. Well, sometimes you need to lift, as I did, but you can go with full throttle through there. Here the braking point is crucial. Third gear through the corkscrew. You can use the second as well. Or fifth gear here, definitely. And this corner I would leave it in fifth. You can actually go even quicker for this corner than I did, with a better line and a better turn in. Second gear here definitely, and now up to, well, the finish line, and we are through. I was actually so pleased with this lap, and that because it is so short, that I recorded it in more than 3 views, as you will see. So here I hit the apexes rather well, I would say. Here it was okay as well for view, as I said, by third is possible. No, here definitely 5th gear for front. I know, I'm repeating myself. Up to the 6th, down to the 4th again, on the inside. And floor it basically. Yeah, in cockpit view it looks even quicker. No wonder though, as the car is equipped with racing soft tires. So yeah, a Formula car on soft racing tires is gonna be very grippy and quick, through the corners especially. Now in this view I found it to be just pretty cool. I didn't know this view existed. So yeah, it looked pretty amazing. So I had to use it for this lap. Actually you can even better see where the tires were on the curbs, you know, on the apexes. So I think it's well, it's a good view to better see where the apexes were hit or not. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with this lap, I must say. Most of the apexes were pretty nicely hit by me, not all. And of course this lap can be improved. You can definitely go into the 1/4 with it, like a Mick Hizal and the other aliens might get it into the 1/3 as well, maybe even 1/2, I don't know, but 1/3 I guess, pretty surely. And another view I didn't use yet, because this view gives yet another good, well, view on where the tires were at any given time and how the apexes were hit. Yeah, I've lost quite, like, slightly time through there, the left-hander where I went through with the in 5th gear. If I had a better turn in, I could have gone there full throttle, you know, pedal to the metal without lifting. I would have carried a tad more speed out of it, but it was fine as it was. Honestly, it wasn't bad at all. 152, yeah, I guess I can be pretty happy with that. As you've seen from above, that was pretty easy to observe. Now you can, before you turn into the first corner, you can use all the space on the right side. I don't know if you can actually cross the white line with all 4 wheels without being disqualified. I would actually guess you can, I'm not sure. But you can be very close to it, as I did it, and take even more, you know, spin and speed into the first left-hander. So yeah, that's another possible way to take the corner. Was that for that license test. It's pretty easy, I would say like a 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10, and the other ones before that were quite a bit harder, 7, 8 out of 10. So now we have a 132.9 for gold. I did a 139.7, not too bad, 2nd place in my friend's time list. times list. With the Zonda R on Interlagos, yeah, braking hard at the second gear. Not that well as I've taken this corner, you need to be more on the inside. I didn't really hit the apex. You're accelerating into, yeah, fourth and then fifth gear. Accelerating hard into the sixth, until you need to brake hard into third gear. Oh, actually second. Excusez-moi. You could probably also use the third, but I guess second makes more sense. Third gear here, definitely. Definitely second here. And in the next corner, very tight corners, very slow corners. Second gear here definitely as well. And now take as much speed as you can on the straightaway, because yeah, you will need it. If you come out badly out of this last left-hander, the slow one, you will lose a lot of time here on the straight. And there we go, easy. So now from the cockpit view, I braked a tad too late, so brake a tad earlier than me, obviously. You know, the lap was decent, but I see a lot of little and sometimes bigger mistakes from this lap, so if you would want to, you could definitely improve, like most of you could definitely improve on my lap. And the aliens, they would probably beat my time by several seconds, like at least, I don't know, 3 seconds I guess, maybe even 4 or more, who knows. It's crazy how talented the guys of the caliber of a Mick Hizal are, it's just insane. You know, you can put them in any car, on any track, at any given condition, at any given time of day, at any given tire, you know, road car or race car, Group 4 or Group 1 or concept, you know, or just like an American muscle car, it does not matter. They will hammer in the perfect time, you know, almost always first try. And you could switch between the cars and the tracks and the tires with every new lap they would have to do, and they would nail it anyway, mostly first try, at the latest third try. And with nail it, I mean not a clean lap, but you know, like a close to perfection lap. This is the level of well, raw talent these people have. It's just, yeah, very impressive. I mean, I'm super impressed with their driving. Yeah, here, you know, that was a bigger mistake. You could see it from above better here now. But yes, these guys, these lads are impressing me every time I'm watching them race in these championships. Their brain must be really differently wired, at least to some degree, you know. I mean, I would never get to these speeds, no matter how much I would practice. It's just like not possible to me cognitively and physically, you know. It just isn't. One other very, very talented guy, Super GT on YouTube, shout out to him. He very likely doesn't know me, probably. I have never seen a single video of mine. But yeah, he's also super talented. He's like between me and the aliens, but much, much closer to the aliens than to me. So he's running, I don't know, like around the Nordschleife, and maybe on average 2 seconds slower than the aliens, maybe less. So he's really close to them. So the next test here is a 124.4. I didn't see it. This is on the Deep Forest Raceway. Returning from the old GTs finally. I'm very glad about it. I'm now here with the Nissan GT500 Group 2 car from 2008. Very stable, very quick car. Awesome car. Now third gear for here as well, definitely into the tunnel. Stay in third gear. Probably can go into second, doesn't make too much sense, I think. Now going down to third again, staying more on the inside. That was okay. Could still be a little bit more on the inside. Now here rather nicely hit the apex, but overshot it a little bit, went over the curb too much. I needed a few retries. I would say this is like a 6 or 7 out of 10 difficulty, while the Pagani is, yeah, around the same, I would say, going by the difficulty. Anything between a 6 and 7 out of 10. Relatively challenging, but not too difficult. I like that part. They changed it. I like the old part more, to be honest, but they needed, you know, to accommodate it for modern motorsport standards, so they had to change the last part here on the track. It's nice, I guess. So yeah, braking hard here from 6th gear into the second or third. You can go into the second here as well through this rather slow corner. Going uphill, now going down here to third gear. By no means a perfect lap, really. It was a decent lap again. This was one of those laps where I was quite happy to just pass it, you know. The only laps where I had to put in, or wanted to put in real effort were in the Aventador, the first one test, then the second test definitely in the F50, and the Formula car from Honda on Laguna Seca. This is where I really put in the effort. And in the last test actually, which I improved from a 225.8, or was it actually 9? No, I believe 8, so barely making gold, to another time, which you will see in a minute or two. I still quite like the iteration of Deep Forest, how they did it here. I like it quite a bit more than the new iteration of Trial Mountain, I must say, really. And they say that Deep Forest, I mean, it's a fictional track, obviously, but that it's situated in Switzerland, so a neighboring country next to mine. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Another European track. But it could definitely be anything in Western or Middle and even partially Eastern Europe, you know, going by the nature and all the stuff you see just on track. It could have just have been Austria, Germany, France, Luxembourg, Belgium. What do you have there? What else do you have there? You know, Denmark, possibly, although Denmark might look tad different from nature. Poland, you know, Czechoslovakia, anything of that. But yeah, they made it, or they situated in Switzerland. I guess that's a good fit. Kind of cool to have a track, even if it's fictional in Switzerland. I know the mountains in the background. Yeah, that makes it more likely to be Switzerland than, say, Belgium or Luxembourg, I think, right? So pretty cool. And that's that. You will easily pass that test, I guess. Most of you, really. Now, the last behemoth. I actually lead the timetable here from my friends barely, beating the behemoth of Vilma. 226 for gold needed. I did it 24.767. That was my second completed gold run. Of course, not my second attempt. I had like dozens of attempts. I don't know how many. Less than 100 definitely, but still a lot. Like possibly over 50. But yeah, this is my second full gold run. I'm very pleased with it. Not gonna improve anymore. I could, but I really don't want to, and I could not improve a lot. So here, definitely third gear. You can take here more speed, but it's very difficult without spinning out. So I was rather careful there. Now here, obviously, putting the pedal to the metal and braking as late as you can is to save as much time as you can. Going into second gear, definitely. Trying to stay on the dry line, you know, do not go off the dry line. It really affects the car dramatically. And as soon as you touch a wet curb, it's over. So here it goes down, brake earlier. Don't forget that by going down and braking, you need longer to brake. Second gear here again. And now accelerating as soon and as much as you can, going up into fourth gear. Now going into third gear, roughly 160 kilometers. Here accelerating, but not full throttle. Try definitely to accelerate through the entire corner. You need all that speed here on the straight to go into fourth and then back down to second. You can go through these two corners, this one, the last one and this one in third gear as well. You can do that. This one is rather a second gear though. You can, I guess, do it in third as well. This you can actually do in second as well, weirdly enough, but third is definitely better, I think. And then stay on the dry line here. I always had to brake here a little under and going, you know, under 240 because I was always spinning out. If I was over 250 km/h, it's just too quick. I never could control the car. Here I braked a little too early. Second gear here, definitely. Trying to hit the apexes without touching the curbs too much. You know, they're very slippery, very wet. Will spin you out easily. And you know, 24.767. I mean, the Japanese winner of the Gran Turismo Championships, I forgot his name. Well, he's basically the same type of talent as Mick Hizal. I believe they're both quite equal. They are the best two players in the world. And he did a 2:18 something. Like, it's insane. 2:18 in this test. He was like roughly 6 seconds, maybe slightly above, quicker than I was. I mean, yes, I'm not a world player, but this was like a clean, good lap, you know, like a really fast lap. To be over 6 seconds quicker in these conditions with this car, it's unbelievable. So as you can see, I had to correct quite a few times, you know. It's an old car on a slippery surface, so yeah. Staying here in second all the time, staying still in second is the way to go, I think. And now accelerating as quick as you can. I was rather tame through there, I must say. So I might have lost there a little bit of time. This part I like though. I know these players are quicker than I am through here, but I liked how I went through here. You know, accelerating all the time, going out of the corner with around 200 km/h, and then just flooring it. Now going down to second here. You can take it in third again, and this one as well. Now avoiding all the curbs, do not touch them, do not go off the dry line, but go still as close to the apex as you can without again touching the curbs, right? Without leaving the dry line. And you should do it with the controller. I understand this should be, well, somewhat more difficult than with the wheel. Did you see that? I almost lost it. And here as well. Look at it, look at it. I needed to play with the car, you know, I needed to. You know, it was dancing around these two corners on very slippery conditions, literally. And now second gear, full throttle. Going into third. You might go over the line in second still. So here I recommend to stay in third. It made me always quicker not to change to fourth, then go down to second, yeah. Take the apex clean and nicely. and then accelerating, of course, like crazy, going down into Rouge, not La Rouge, as I have called it in another license test. And here, yeah, again, third gear, possibly possible, yeah, probably possible in fourth gear as well if you're quicker, but I don't know. It's just so difficult to go through that corner with like more than 200 km/h. I don't know if these guys did it, I don't remember, but I definitely had to go always under 200 km/h through Eau Rouge. So yeah, I incorporated one more view for this replay, as well, it was a pretty special lap, you know, the last test. It was a good lap, by the way, as well. And yeah, I thought it would be nice to see it in a different angle again. I like how I tackled that part. Still relatively tame, but yeah, as it should be done, you know, accelerating for the entire turn slowly. Yeah, it's like a dance on ice with this car, really. A really cool test, by the way, to show off, you know, the new drying line mechanism of the game. Simulating it pretty well, I think. So here again you will see how I almost lost it, and now here in this next corner as well. Yeah, okay, you could see that definitely more from the cockpit view. Maybe we will see that somewhat from the outside view in the next lap. There we go, the very last lap for the last license test. Before I forget, guys, I will be uploading next week and over the next weeks a lot of the circuit experiences, how to gold them, and how to gold all the mission challenges. So you can look forward to that if you're interested, and if you need some, you know, what do you call it in English? Well, just an example lap where you might see one or more things that you need to finally hit the gold. Such a beautiful game as well. So good looking. There are some very, very cool new cars editions like this one, but yeah, I'm still maybe not even slightly disappointed, but definitely somewhat disappointed in the car list. There are just too many important emissions in the Porsche, Lamborghini and Ferrari and Maserati deal, and Bugatti, but also a lot of other cars. I mean, Lotus is missing, you know, that is a very big emission, a big shame. No, the Esprits, I love them. The Elise is amazing. So many amazing Elise and Esprit models. Apparently Lotus wanted too much money. Wanted as much money as McLaren. And Polyphony went, nah bro. Not paying that money to you. I can understand both, but I guess Lotus is somewhat overplaying their cards. Maybe even their cars, yeah. Although they were legendary ones. Yeah, you could see that now that I was a little bit dancing around the turn in here. Less, you could see that less. But it was very close to spinning out and losing control. Very close. I was very surprised myself that I did not spin out in both consecutive corners. So as always, guys, I hope you enjoyed and that I could help you at least a little bit obtaining gold. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.